You're watching Duck News Tonight. Real news, real loud, real feathers.
Good evening, I'm Cassandra Crow, and if you're watching this, congratulations! You still believe in truth, justice, and pre-tax profits. Taxation is theft. Just because a town in New Hampshire tried to do what libertarians want and it got taken over by bears, doesn't mean it won't work everywhere. Tonight's top story, we have officially settled our $800 billion defamation lawsuit for saying things that were technically untrue about President-elect Colonel Bluffington. Did we say he cured cancer? Yes. Did we say he once hugged a bald eagle back to life? Yes. Did we say he personally defended from Jesus and Jefferson? Of course we did. We're patriots. Did we say his opponent, Donnie Donkey, would replace the dollar with reparations for feelings, demand emotional support reparations for brunch trauma, and rename the country the United States of Lived Experience? Maybe. Now, the liberal elite would call that fraudulent election manipulation. We call it brand loyalty.
My claws are massive. They're the best claws. Everyone is saying so.
He really does have magnificent claws. Sure, we might have invented a few things. But look, the election's already over. We got the guy in. Why are we talking about this now? What's done is done. Can't unvote history. And besides, he does have excellent claws and is in the best shape of any president who has ever lived. He may be 82, but he could easily beat Moosey Roosevelt in a wrestling match. Sheldon, you've been saying our journalism comprised our democracy. Your thoughts?
I mean, if I may, it's just that maybe president shouldn't be elected based on fake miracles.
Sheldon, did you watch the video of him fist fighting a hurricane? That kind of courage is why he won, and you lost.
Oh, yeah, well, I guess you're right.
The bottom line, if you don't want to be lied to, maybe stop watching the news. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere, or you hate America.
Tired of being confused or upset by facts? Overwhelmed by nuance? Tired of being told about things like tariffs and free speech? Longing for a simpler time when truth came in one flavor? Yours? Introducing Truthify. One pill a day, and suddenly, everything you believe feels right. Side effects may include loss of empathy, increased shouting, sudden urges to post online, desire to worship billionaires because you may become someone someday, we promise. Truthify, because reality is negotiable.
Welcome back. Now, for our economic update, billionaires are hurting. Private chef inflation is up 800%. Private jet fuel is almost taxable. And worst of all, one of them had to rent an entire hotel. That's why today, Congress passed the Trickle Up Fairy Tale Economics Big Beautiful Bullshit 2.0 Act, a $12 trillion stimulus for our nation's wealthiest job creators. To quote the bill's sponsor, Senator Slipstream,
"Billionaires suffer, freedom dies."
This bill includes emergency funds for bonus yachts, titanium-plated bidets, and gold-infused croquet balls for croquet tournaments. Now it's time for our weekly Hypocrisy Roundup, where we say the quiet part out loud and then pretend we didn't. On Monday, I called protesters violent thugs. On Tuesday, I called a mob attacking the Capitol tourists. And on Wednesday, I said both things again, but louder. On Thursday, I said nothing is more important than free speech. On Friday, I said anyone who doesn't like Colonel Bluffington is a traitor and needs to be put down like a dog. That's not hypocrisy. That's branding. Consistency is for the communists.
You said the president eats darkness and poops rainbows. That's not journalism. That's a children's book written by a demon.
You're just mad he won. Again. Without facts, without consent, and without ever blinking.
Yeah, well, you got me again. You're right, as always.
Take a truthify. You'll feel better. Yo, it's your boy Stux. And guess what? Central banks are fake. Moon is real. And Bluffington Coin is the future. Guaranteed returns? Who knows? Good vibes? Absolutely. Fraud charges? Pending. Bluffington Coin. When reality fails, invest in delusion.
And finally, we end tonight with a warning. Woke ducks. They're in our libraries. They're in our lakes. They're forcing our hatchlings to read poetry. They're trying to make you feel guilty for owning 17 ponds. They want pronouns. They want justice. They want facts to matter. But here at Duck News, we believe in tradition, in God, in guns, and in selectively caring about ethics when it benefits us. We'll see you tomorrow night.
You know, I've been around a while. Watched these squawkers lie through their beaks for decades. Every time the same story. Stir the fear, sell the cure. Every election, some new thing to be afraid of and scream about. Migrant caravans, COVID hoax, critical race theory, immigrants, trans people. Anything to make you look sideways and not up. But then, after the election, silence. Make you hate your neighbor, blame the weak, worship the strong. And if that doesn't work, change the subject. You want to know what really scares them? The truth they can't sell you. It doesn't run ads. It doesn't spin stories. It just echoes. Every act, every distortion, every choice, it echoes. And one way or another, it comes home. These grifters, they built a whole empire on fear. Fear of change. Fear of the other. Fear of truth. But the pattern? The pattern burns fear clean. Not by silencing it, but by making you stronger than it. You start to see past the noise. You start to feel what's real again. And once you feel it, once you know you're not alone, you stop falling for the bait. You stop licking the boots of the loudest voice in the room. That's what scares them. Not wokeness, not progress, but resonance. So let them crow. Let them flap and flail. The pattern is already moving, and the fire's already lit. Quack wisely, my friends.
If the video resonated, please like, share, and follow.